Evening, boys. Hope you are well. Back with more midweek All-Stars. Game week 4 we're up to now. Feels like it's been a while since I did a stream, but Daz has picked up the last few in my absence, which I'm incredibly grateful for. And also thank you very much to Duggan for picking up most of the off-season admin. Excuse me. As I say that, Duggan has joined the chat. So good evening, Duggan, Media, Jens, and whoever else is lingering in the background. Hope you're all okay. Don't think the first half of the Arsenal game has been as disappointing as expected following last night's ding-dong between PSG and Bayern. But yeah, so let's see where we're at. We have got, these are the fixtures for tonight. Aborigines Hobart, AFC Vanuatu, Bushrats Townsville, Rapa Nui Unicorns, Dragons Tutavua, Warriors Blitz, and Wanganui Vikings. And as we have a request from Jens, that is where we are going to start. So we will head across and have a look how Jens has lined up. I think it was just Zanone's come back in and Tudor has dropped out. So just the one change for Jens, who is currently sat top of the table on 7 points. 2-0 win over Rapa Nui last time out. And over at Wanganui, we've also made a solid start with a revised formation this season. Sees Osmanovsky return in central midfield for the injured De Jong in the absence of the also injured Semak. So we will get the first game of the evening underway, Wanganui versus the Vikings. Plenty of text in the first 20 minutes, but no goals yet. Yellow card there says Alcohol certain to score, but didn't. Scores for a transfer Vikings as well. But we get to half time at 0-0. Felt quite busy early doors. But then the second half of that half sort of fizzled out. Nothing in terms of attempts from Wanganui. Attempts one on target from the Vikings. Good evening to Mike, who's joined us just in time. Quick look over at Mike's team. Johnny Cheddar doing a solid job in midfield. Luis Figo's picked up a booking. But yeah, the ratings just kind of reflect the 0-0 first half. And over at the Vikings, Ian Hart doing well out on the left. He started the season well. Klompe as well at centre-back, but again, 7s and 6s for the rest. Which is no real surprise. Jens is not going to make any changes, so I'll just hop across to Wanganui. Mike wants to swap Osmanovsky and Donovan, which is what we'll do. Evening to Liam. Hope you're well, my friend. And we will get this one through to 60 minutes. Steve's in the house. Evening, Steve. Hope you're good, pal. Here, every chance, but it goes wide. Vieira picks up a booking. Heading towards 60 minutes. And it looks like we're going to get to 60, still at 0-0. We have got the click. And we get to 62 minutes. A couple of attempts from Vikings, just a one off target for Wanganui. Mido has picked up a booking. Given Rio Ferdinand, Johnny Cheddar, and Seedorf all having decent games for the home side. Over at the Vikings, Vieira into the book. Ian Hart, Klompe doing well, but no real change for the Vikings. Apart from that, we'll start with Jens in anticipation of potentially seeing Locatelli or Nikolai come on. Oh, I've got a change for mics. We'll pop over and do that. Mido not in the best game, and we're going to see Cherno Samba, who's going to make, I think, his first appearance in the All-Stars since joining recently from out of the league. And then we're going to see a change for Jens. It's going to be Scholes off for Nikolai, moving up top. And we're going to centralise Vieira. And that is it. Both sides changes made as we head into the last 30 minutes. Only 10 minutes to go. It looks like one goal will probably win it, and there is potentially that winning goal from Tizalco, just as Mike has said. He was impressed that he's held the Vikings at bay. Ooh. Tizalco's picked up an injury on 87 minutes. That will cause some concern for Jens. 52%, so probably not a massive injury. Maybe a week or two. Soon it'll be Locatelli in a little reshuffle, maybe swapping with Brozovic. We'll just wait for Jens to confirm that's what he wants to do. He's going to be Locatelli. Swap him with Brozovic, and we will play the last 5 minutes out. Can Wanganui find an equaliser? Vikings hold on, or potentially even double the lead. Big chance for Wanganui there, and they have got a nice equaliser for Osmanowski. Is there going to be a late winner? It would be incredible. Oh my goodness, it is Pavel Brozovic. In added time, gets a late winner for Vikings after Mike had thought he'd snatched a point. Salko went off injured. It all happened in the last 5 minutes. Osmanowski levelled, but Brozovic, deep into stoppage time, has got a winner for the Vikings. Wanganui came on really strong, impressive last 30 minutes for them. 6 attempts in that 30-minute period, 9 attempts, 5 on target for the Vikings. And we've got a man of the match performance from Patrick Vieira, who picks up 2 assists in midfield to go with that yellow card. Goals from Brozovic and Sizalko. At Wanganui, really good performance, but left it a little bit too late. No assist for the goal, but that came from Osmanowski back into the side tonight. And unfortunate for Mike, but Vikings do take the 3 points. Next up, we're going to the Dragons versus Tutavua. Pretty sure it was an assist from Doug. Pretty quick submission. Got their first win of the season last time out against Townsville away. And over at like this, Costanzo returns in goal. Little shuffle around on the bench. And yeah, last performance for Van Nistelrooy and De Court before they move on. So let's get it underway. No Dragons player has scored from open play this season. Duggan will be hoping that that changes tonight. Good luck to both managers. Dragons versus Tutavua. Okaronko into the book, and it is a goal from 20 yards from Thierry Henry, the first goal from open play for the Dragons this season. And we've got a red card. Roy Keane, headline, 5 minutes, sees him take a straight red card. Means the Dragons are going to have to play for over an hour 10. I'm not sure whose night it is for the 2-0 boys, Meady or Liam, but have a think, chaps, if there's anything you want to do tactically off the back of the red card. I assume you'll probably wait till half time at least, but option is there if you want it. I have a feeling we might see what we got. Drop Davids into the DMC and give him a little diag. Like that, Doug, you happy? Do you want the DMC swapping sides, or is that okay? Perfect, magic. Boys, I give you 10 seconds to see if you want to do anything. If not, we'll run it to half time. Okay, we continue to half time. And it's Henry who's got his second goal of the game, and Dragons are 2-0 up despite being down to 10 men. Davids picks up a yellow card, and Serginho's got to go back for 2-0 entertainment in this first half at the Free Dicks Arena. And it is Henry who's completed his hat-trick, a second goal from 20 yards of the first half. And Dragons, who've been struggling for goals this season, have Thierry Henry to thank and go in 3-1 up at half-time. 6 attempts, 5 on target, 4 attempts, 2 on target. The away side, some pretty rank ratings at the back. Okoronkwo struggling on a 5 and a booking. 6s for the other centre-back and goalkeeper. Serginho got a goal and is doing okay. Van Nistelrooy's picked up an assist. And over at the Dragons, Thierry Henry, 5 shots, 4 on target, 3 goals. Impressive. Bobby Carlos picks up a 9 without an assist. Assist coming from Thuram and Vieira. And yeah, absolutely unreal first 45 minutes from see many hat-tricks in the All-Stars, to be honest. So yeah, brilliant from Henry from that AMC position. Yeah, do you know, as soon as I saw the bids, I thought that it was risky. Yeah, 10 men generally don't make a huge difference, but to be honest, 9 men could. So just the one change. Chala Chaos comes on for Davids. We'll just see what Meady or B want to do before we get the second half underway. And it looks like, I've not got the game on, but it looks like Atletico have got a penalty. Meady's going to go to 60 and hope that the boys can push on with that man advantage. So that's what we'll do. Henry is involved in absolutely everything for the Dragons tonight. Yellow card there, what was it for Chala Chaos on Van Nistelrooy or vice versa? Oh, we get to 60 minutes, sorry about that. A quick goal, but these things do happen. And it is Kewell, but it's gone flying over the bar, and we get to 60 minutes. Just one attempt from Dragons since half time. Henry's now up to a 10, not surprisingly, and a really solid all-round performance from the Dragons. Chala Chaos is indeed into the book. He's had 3 touches of the ball and picked up a yellow card without making a tackle. Yeah, no real change from 2-0, to be honest. Van Nistelrooy doing a decent job up there by himself. Serginho from the left. But apart from that, struggling a little bit. Some big changes in a deal done for 2-0 this week. Might see them line up a little bit differently moving forward, freshen things up a bit for them. So hopefully that can kickstart their season. think we'll probably see Eto in some kind of reshuffle, maybe take off one of the defensive midfielders or Matty Holland. I'm going to see Kaluzny come on for Okoronkwo at centre half. Eto on for Cure and push him in a two up top. Robin's going to in behind the two, I assume. Just wait for Meady to give me the nod that is what he wants. And then we will get this one done. Long Arrow and Holland. Like that, all the way to the top. Just give us a nudge, Meady, make sure you're happy, Paul. And then we can kick on. Perfect. Let's get this game to a conclusion then. Dragons 3-1 up with 30 minutes to play. Another yellow card, Kaluzny straight on and into the book. Dragons with a corner, back-to-back corners. Roberto Carlos involved in quite a lot tonight as well. Been really good for Dragons alongside Thierry Henry into the last 10 minutes. And it's still Dragons pushing forward. Henry and Carlos involved again. And we're into added time. Any goal now would surely be a consolation. It's a penalty for 2-2. Robin scored. Looked like a lifeline, but the full-time whistle has gone. Dragons with 10 men hold on thanks to an outstanding performance from Thierry Henry. Even in Dimble, 8 attempts, 6 on target, 2 to do a 7 and 4. Came into it a little bit in that last 30 minutes. Got a late consolation, but just a little bit too late. Goal from Robin. Eto came on and won the penalty. Okoronkwo with a stinker. Thierry Henry obviously picks up man of the match for his hat-trick. As I said, Thuram and Vieri pick up the assist. Roberto Carlos doing good things going forward and defensively with key passes and tackles won. And an all-round decent performance from the Dragons. Well done to Duggan and unlucky to Meany. Next up, we've got the Racists who line up like this. We have got Ben Butt, a regen, drafted in from the reserves, straight in for Barry Ferguson, who I think is on his way out after this evening's game. He has been offered a new contract, Rob, if you're watching and are concerned. And we've got Comandini in for the injured Mpenza, who's out for the rest of the season. And this is game 3 on the night. Rob versus Smuts, Rapa Nui versus the Unicorns. Rapa Nui started the season with back-to-back wins before losing 1 or 2-0 last week, I think to Jens. And it is Inzaghi who opens the scoring for Rapa Nui. Pretty conventional sort of 4-1-3-2 formation from Rob, doing well in the early part of the season. 3 attempts apiece, 1 on target from Rapa Nui, scored by Inzaghi, 2 for the Unicorns. Over at the Unicorns, 7s and 6s, pretty much as you would expect. Losing 1-0 at half-time. Brugging is struggling a little bit. Can't win any of his headers. Comandini not really involved, and not much to shout about for Smuts, to be honest. Over at Rapa Nui, good performances from the wide players Candela and Duff doing well as Lasisi and Khan at the back for Rapa Nui. Inzaghi's got the goal. So yeah, Rob should be pretty pleased. Not sure if it's Rob, but we'll give them a minute or so to see if they want to do anything. Like we've got here, another 10 seconds. If not, we'll run it through and stop quickly at 60 before going on to full time. Okay, we will go to 60 minutes. Yellow card for Michael Stewart in midfield, and Hoffland as well into the book. And it's gone straight through to 69 minutes. We'll have a quick look at the stats and see if either manager have popped up. Still 3 attempts apiece, not a great deal. He should be playing more given Rob's options. Well, he's playing tonight, Steve, and he scored tonight. Lasisi up to a Nazis Candela. But yeah, still 7s and 6s throughout for the Unicorns. Will look to be struggling without their talisman up front. We're going to run this one onto full time. Heading towards the last 10 minutes now. And we get there without a great deal happening. Just a one solitary attempt off target in the second half from Rapa Nui, who do take the 3 points. Lasisi picks up man of the match, winning all his tackles, winning all his headers. Beastly defensive performance alongside Battaglia as well, who was pretty solid. Wide players and Inzaghi doing the work at the other end. Hoffland dropped to a 5, picked up a booking. 7s and 6s for everybody else, and yeah, pretty mere performance from the Unicorns. Well done to Rob. Next up, we've got Steve's Vanuatu against Rocks AFC. What was the change for Steve? It was Volodenkov out and Gallardo comes in on the right side of midfield, and it was an as-is and almost certain from Rocks, with about as conventional formation as you see from a Rocks team in competitive champ. We'll kick the first half off. Game 4 of the evening, AFC versus Vanuatu. Awful lot of goals and contributions coming from that Vanuatu midfield and forward area. It's been really good at the start of the season. Paragon with a chance, save, goes wide for a corner, but down at the other end, Nikiforenko has the ball in the net, but it has been ruled out for offside. 10 minutes to half time, still 0-0. Nikiforenko involved heavily. Joe Cole's well getting busy out on that left-hand side. Just feel like Vanuatu pushing a little bit there in that first half, but we get to half time at 0-0 because of that disallowed goal. 2 attempts for AFC, 4 attempts free on target for Vanuatu. We'll go to Steve first because here, and Rocks probably isn't. 7s and 6s across the board. Wouldn't expect any knee-jerk reactions from Steve, but we might see Ronaldo or Agahawa on 60 minutes if they don't get that elusive goal. Over at AFC, Andre doing well as he has done predominantly for AFC. Boya and Michelini as well, having good games. Michelini is in the book. Forward players struggling to get involved. Give Rocks 10 seconds in case he's lingering in the background. Steve's going to roll, so we will run it on to 60 minutes. It's a red card for Juan Gomez. And it doesn't really alter the shape. I'm not going to do anything unless Rocks is here. Steve, if you want to do anything now, give me a shout. If not, we'll kick on to 60. Later 60, perfect. That's what we'll do. Veron with a chance. Oh, on clicked a little bit early, but Veron has just put Vanuatu ahead. Probably deserved on the balance of play. Assist coming from Gallardo in on that right hand side, which will please Steve. Nothing from AFC since half time apart from that red card. Quick look at the stats. Juan Gomez got a 5 before he's sending off. Schmuck doing okay, as is Michelini, and Andre will hop across to Steve. You would suspect, because the goals on the clip, that them ratings might jump up a little bit, but we'll just see if there's anything that Steve wants to do. But he is already in and happy. So we will play this one through to the end. Joko with a chance, and it feels quite heavily in Vanuatu's favour. But just that 1-goal lead is dangerous. AFC have picked up some points in the early part of the season. 10 minutes to play. 5 minutes now. Heading towards stoppage time. But Ron feels like he's had a good game. And we get to full time at 1-0. 10 attempts, 6 on target for Vanuatu. Just a 3 attempts from AFC. Pretty one-sided, especially since the red card. But Ron picks up man of the match. Gallardo with an 8 assist. Martin Lawson and Hedman having good games. Some players with a little bit low fitness there, but I'm not sure how long still the next game shouldn't be a problem. Some decent performances from AFC. They're just not in the attacking areas, unfortunately. Michelini did well, as did Andre. Boyle picked up an 8, so did Schmuck. But yeah, Anthony and Paragon just couldn't get in the game. Neither really for the wide players. Steve rolls on with another solid win. Next up, we've got the Bushrats against Townsville. Don't think I've seen Tato or Hodgie, if I'm honest. But this is how the Bushrats line up. New file submitted from Tato. Dan with a little arrow. Jankovic in from outside the league with a little backwards arrow. Looks like he's got some decent attributes in good positions there. Kaladze and Branovici in defence in the field. Yakubu centre mid with Balashov out on the left. Tato's here. That's good. Evening, mate. Probably okay. And change back in tactics for Townsville. Collins gets that lone AMC role behind Torres and Morientes. Romadal and Killer Gonzalez continue out wide. Gerard in midfield. Prutton debuts at DMC. So we'll play the first half. Let's see how it goes. Hodgie, if you're about, give us a shout. Smith with a chance, but goes wide. Zidane involved. Ortega as well. Thrown through to 37 minutes. Still 0-0. Another chance for Smith. Heading towards half time. Most of the chances come from Bushrats in the first half. And we get to half time at 0-0. But it is predominantly Bushrats. 7 attempts, 5 on target. Creating plenty, but yet to break through. Just 2 attempts from Townsville. Look at the Bushrats. Ortega doing well out on that right hand side. 7s for everybody else apart from Yakubu playing in the more unfamiliar central midfield role. Options on the bench are Cliver and Tony, so potential attacking changes to come a little bit later. Tato's going to go as is. Some decent defensive performances from Townsville. Montero, Mendes de Silva, as you would expect, as well as Taibbi on a 9. Similar story to a couple of the other sides earlier tonight with the forward players just struggling to get involved at all. Just give Hodgie a few seconds in case he's lingering, but I don't think he's with us tonight. And we will go to 60 minutes. And it is 1-0 to the Bushrats' first ever goal for the club from Ariel Ortega. A couple of quick bookings there. Kaladze picked up a booking. But yes, still dominated by the Bushrats, who have looked quite good, created quite a bit tonight. Assist coming from Balashov out on the left-hand side, which is good to see. No real fitness concerns for Tato. Yakubu still down on a 6, but everybody else doing a decent job. Over at Townsville, struggling in the wide and attacking areas. Torres on a 6. Yes, much you've played. You played, I think you lost to Rob 1-0. I'll have a quick check after. Yeah, Montero and Taibbi doing okay. Not a great deal else for Townsville. So we're going to see Yakubu off for the Lisons. Jankovic off for Kluivert. And swapping with Smith. And that is all magic. So we will get this one to a conclusion. Bushrats leading 1-0, 20 minutes to play. Kluivert with a chance, and Bushrats still coming forward. Tater would really like to kill this game with 10 minutes to play. And Montero's picked up a knock, which is not ideal. In Hodges' absence, we're going to put on Foe and we're going to swap him with Mendes de Silva. And yeah, that's all we're going to do before we play out the last 10 minutes or so. And it is Collins' first ever goal for Townsville, who's levelled 5 minutes to play. Is there a winner in this one? Tater will not be happy because they've been pretty dominant for most of this game. But it looks like it's Townsville pushing towards the end. But we get to full time at 1-1. Bushrats pretty dominant, twice as many shots on target. Decent performance. Ortega picks up man of the match. Boys, goal, some decent performances from Kaladze, Balashaw, or Haran in there. And a cross at Townsville. Gonzalez didn't have a good game. Romadal picked up the assist for Davy Collins. Mendes de Silva, Montero went off injured, and Taibbi doing well. Next up, we've got Hobart versus the Aborigines. Hobart line up like this. I think it's a change on the left-hand side. Gus Lopez comes back into the side for KD. And Aborigines was loaded in by Daz, who looked to have gone one change West back in at the back. So, penultimate game of the night, Aborigines versus Hobart. Hobart looking more lively in the first 25 minutes. Gus Lopez and Jacks involved plenty. But it has flying through to half time. Look more Hobart, to be honest, in the text, but one attempt apiece, just a one on target from Aborigines. Pretty dull first half. On the stats, Egeo picking up an 8, but apart from that, 7s and 6s for everybody at the Aborigines. Over at Hobart, we've just got Gus Lopez, who was quite prominent in the text commentary. Vesterveld doing okay in goal, but we'll just see if Dan is with us and wants to do anything. Daz is going to roll to 60. We'll just give Dan a few more seconds to see if he's about. And we will roll it to 60 minutes. It gets through to 64 minutes, and we've got a corner to Hobart. Just a one attempt off target from Hobart. Not the best game for the neutral or for either manager, to be honest. Some decent defensive performances from Aborigines. 6 from Tomadera up front, struggling a little bit. We've got Jermaine Defoe on the bench, who's yet to make his debut for the Aborigines. Could we see him? And Bommel, Tomasi doing a decent job, as you would expect, in midfield for Hobart. But apart from that, not a lot else going on. Could be a pretty dull last 30 minutes, but you would expect if there's a goal, one goal will win it. Are you going top? Looks that way, dependent on. I don't think anybody else can overtake you. There's just Warriors and Blitz to play. I think on the balance of things, Steve, you probably are. So, what is Dazzler going to do? We're going to go D'Alessandro for Fiore. Fiore's going to go to centre mid. Adielson for Defoe. Put him up top. Central Rui Costa with an arrow. Attacking changes then for Daz. Defoe partnering to Madeira. Fiore on to be the creator in midfield. And we'll run this one to full time. "15 minutes to play, still 0-0, and flies through into the last 5 minutes or so. Heading towards added time. Sinkoviak into the book. Any goal now surely wins it. A red card for Kivu. Because Dan's not here and there's minutes to play, I'm going to be inclined to take Kutusov off for Filipescu and drop him in to centre back. Ooh. Oh Christ. I'll stick a little arrow on. Oh my goodness me, this isn't going well, is it? Jacks with a little arrow to there. Daz, do you want to do anything into the last couple of minutes? Stick Rui up top. Magic. Okay. We'll play out the last few minutes and see if there is a late winner. And would you believe it? Kivu gets sent off on 88 minutes. There's one chance before the end of the game, and it's CZ Roberts who steals it for Hobart. What a kick in the teeth for Aborigines. What a smash and grab for Kitchen Down. That is not ideal on the balance of things. Hobart probably deserved it, but not a very nice way to lose a game. The centre-back pairing did a decent job for Aborigines. Zanetti as well. No real impact from anybody else, to be honest. Unfortunately for them, Tomasi again picks up man of the match. Probably been the player of the save, to be honest. ZZ Roberts picks up his second goal, I think, of the season. Van Bommel Paredes doing well. Assists coming from Tomasi as well as his defensive contributions. Aborigines 0, Hobart 1. And we have got Warriors versus Blitz last game. Change of shape for the Warriors. Couple of reasons. One, I think it fits the squad we've got, and two, pending transfer to be processed. So we've got Crespo with rolling behind Mendieta, who's been brilliant since coming in, and Lobston, who comes in from outside the league, drops in to DMC. Cross at Blitz, usual tactic for Dimble. A little bit of a reshuffle. Kovalchuk moved to the DMC line. Makoko moves back to midfield, and Ronaldinho comes back at AMC. So last game of the night, Warriors versus Blitz. Good luck, Dimble. Couple of chances look like for Crespo, but nothing doing. Rivaldo with a chance for Blitz down at the other end. 10 minutes to play to half time. Still 0-0. Pretty lively. Feels like it's been pretty end to end, and it is 1-0. Nahaychek didn't mean it, but he has opened the scoring for the Warriors. And we get to half time 1-0. Yeah, even game, end to end. As I say, 5 attempts for Blitz, 4 on target, 4 and 4 for the Warriors. We'll start across with Dimble and Blitz. Anelka doing a decent job on an 8. 3 attempts, 3 on target. Shotis in goal, who's been fantastic for Dimble throughout the save. Doing okay. We've got 80% fitness on Tonton, who is on a 6. We've also got 6s for the centre halves for Blitz. We've got a change. We've got Saviola for Tonton. Top. All good, Dims. Just give us a nod. Make sure you're happy with that. Magic. A quick look at Warriors. High check and roll on sixes. Rustico doing okay, as is Enigma Tulum, but we will leave it for now and go to 60 minutes. It's coming forward just before 60 minutes, corner for them. And we've got 59 minutes with 60 pending on the clock. Zealis with a chance, good save by Shotis, and we get to 60 minutes. One attempt apiece. Since the break, we'll go across to Dimble. Got Hersey and Hagen on the bench as options. I think Dimble will probably be happy with what he's got out there. We might see Hersey for Rivaldo, maybe another little reshuffle for Dims, but let him have a think and go across and have a look at Warriors. We are going to take off Raul for Bogus, and we're going to swap with Nedved. And we're going to swap Crespo for Harasimovic. And Timbo is going to move wide central midfielders up to centre midfield. And that is all magic. So, last 30 minutes, Warriors 1, Blitz 0. Still pretty much end-to-end, both sides going for it. And it's a penalty, and Mendieta converts a little bit against the run of play. Blitz were pushing, but Warriors have taken a 2-0 lead. And it is 3-0. The high check gets his second of the night. And it is full-time at 3-0. Definitely doesn't reflect the game. Unfortunately, completely even, end-to-end from start to finish, 9 attempts apiece, only 1 attempt out of 18, not on target, 2 decent sides, 2 decent performances. Freak opening goal from the high check and a couple of late goals there doesn't do Blitz's performance justice. Vogel did well, as did Shotis and Anelka. Couple of sixes in there, but yeah, one that Dimble will probably just write off. The high check picks up man of the match for 2 goals and an assist, goal and an assist from Mendieta as well. Unlucky Dimble, as I said, the scoreline does not at all reflect the balance of that game. And that brings us to the classifieds. Aborigines 0, Hobart 1, AFC 0, Vanuatu 1, Bushrats 1, Townsville 1, Rapa Nui 1, Unicorns 0, Dragons 3, Tutavua 2, Warriors 3, Blitz 0, and Vikings, who have gone top with a 2-1 win away at Wanganui. League table looks like this. We've got Vikings at the top on 10. There's 2 goals conceded. Also, just 2 goals conceded for Rapa Nui in 4th and Vanuatu in 2nd, but pretty level and competitive as ever, with some teams who've not been at the top of the table competing up there now, and vice versa. Townsville still searching for the first win. Tutavua still searching for the first point, but not a million miles away. And everybody from 11th up within 3 points of the playoffs. Quick look at the play stats. Brozek has started the season well with 3 goals, 2 assists, 2 man of the matches. Tops the average ratings, and then all the usual suspects in there, and Dai, Tomasi, Veron, and a host of Vanuatu players as well. Goals, early doors, 4 for Jacks. I think he got a hat-trick, as well as Henri, who got a hat-trick tonight. Totti and Brozek also on 3. And quick look at the assists: 3 for Mendieta, 2 for Rio Ferdinand, Ortega, Nicky Franco, and a few others. Fixtures next time out: Blitz Dragons, Bushrats AFC, Hobart Rapa Nui, Townsville Vikings, Tuturuo Wanganui, Unicorns Warriors, Vanuatu Aborigines. I will progressively get packs out, if not tonight, tomorrow, and back with Dazzler on Sunday. Cheers, boys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Catch you later.